back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here, coming to you from our studios at the Capital Region International Airport. And we're going to go down to Detroit right now. Spend a little time with Jose Reyes. He's the executive director of NPower Michigan. And I'll tell you what, right now, I want to be down in your office. That's quite a view you've got there, Jose.
Well, that's the beauty of virtual reality and AI, right? And so we're in the right spot, right place right now.
I was looking for my house in the background there. All right, well, let's start out with a little explanation of what NPower is.
Well, thank you. And just to give you the brief, NPower is a national nonprofit that is providing tech training and job placement for young adults, military vets and their spouses, and women. And so we really are focused about creating opportunity and equity in the space to produce more tech professionals.
Well, and as you know, for the last four and a half years, that's been the number one challenge for business, is getting talent. How do you go about that? How does the organization aim to build that talent pipeline?
Well, quite frankly, it's a opportunity to work with employers. So what we see is a talent pipeline that needs to be constructed. And Chris, just to give one bit of context, the tech industry is in every industry. And so the demand for tech professionals is at an unprecedented rate. And so what we are doing is working with, a consortium of employer partners to really identify the talent needs. And then for us as a skill up partner, to work with community agencies and our Michigan Works agencies to really identify job seekers that can go through our agile pipeline, get skilled up, earn the industry credentials, and find the opportunity to work with those employers as part of our consortium.
So, Jose, your organization kind of focuses on enhancing workforce readiness, digital literacy, credentials. Could you give us a little description of some of the key programs you put out?
So, Chris, you kind of hit on really kind of our three pillars. Digital literacy, from the standpoint that, whether you're a 16-year-old or a 60-year-old, you're impacted by the digital economy that we're in. So if you're a 65-year-old with diabetes and need to, talk to your physician, chances are it's going to be telemedicine. And so how do you access this, the way that we're doing this interview right now? So that bars a lot of folks from where things are today and how technology is so interfused in our day-to-day operation. At the same time, we then are doing the workforce readiness, which we call our tech fundamentals, which really prepares individuals, our opportunity youth, 18 to 26, for an agile pathway to be a tech generalist. And so those individuals can earn 4 industry credentials, such as CompTIA Internet Fundamentals, our CompTIA A+, Google Support, and Google Customer Service. And again, we're still working with employers to identify new certificates and new opportunities, much like, for instance, this whole piece about AI. Well, Microsoft is going to put Copilot, which is an AI tool, in all its total suite of software.
Well, so listen, how does NPower Michigan approach recruiting? Because you've still got underserved communities, which is where maybe the biggest problem, but also the biggest opportunity exists.
Absolutely. Chris, one of the things we heard loud and clear, the tech industry is growing at an unprecedented rate. And when you factor in the fact that the auto industry is going to be digitized and electrified, that creates a new level of skill set that needs to come into play. I mean, today's mechanics don't need a wrench. They need software and a laptop. And so this unprecedented demand for the tech field really has us looking at these under-resourced communities, for which we see a huge opportunity to turn the digital divide to a talent tide. Because what we're offering are credential-based opportunities that allow folks to go to work, not in a matter of 2 or 4 years, but in a matter of weeks.
So let's talk about maybe partnerships and strategies that you have found particularly effective.
Yeah, so I think I didn't wear the T-shirt that says "Empower with everybody," but I should have, because again, it does really begin with our employer community. The talent pipeline is a demand-driven system that's really dictated by the employer's needs. And so having a band, and again, this is one of the reasons I love to do this show with you, is reaching out to the employer community, because this allows us to go further faster. But having those employers in play, and then, as I mentioned, having good relationships with the community partners that are out there, the comprehensive community-based organizations, the governmental agencies. They're all serving the constituents that we serve as well. So moving these folks from, and then also the K through 12. We cannot, overlook the K through 12 system as a feeder into the talent pipeline.
So we've literally got about a half minute left. NPower, you guys have achieved some pretty impressive outcomes.
Yeah.
High job placement, significant wage increases. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, again, our secret sauce is that from day one, when folks come into service, it's not about training. It's about skilling them up with the opportunity that they will go to employment. So having those employer partners are key. But yeah, 80% of our folks that come through our door complete, 94% are completing with the certificates. And what is, again, this is doing great by doing good. Those individuals that come into our program have a wage gain of about 216%, which means, again, we're finding talent and solving that for the business community. But what we're also doing is enriching individuals and their families by giving them, the job skills and the wages that changes their lives.
Well, Jose Reyes, Executive Director of NPower Michigan in Detroit. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for the great work you do, my friend. Keep us up to date on your progress, eh?
Do, Chris, and thank you and to your viewers. Again, it's wonderful to be here and looking forward to maybe tapping back into you sometime down the road.
Well, and we thank our viewers for watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with more.